Isn't this fabric beautiful? It's been sitting in my stash for so long because I just didn't know how to use it. It's Christmas Squad by Mia Charo. I liked the colors and I loved the characters, but the rectangular shape of the panel just gave me a creative block. In this video, I'll walk you through how I worked through that creative block using a Courthouse steps layout to frame the panels without overwhelming them. I'll show you how I auditioned fabric from my stash, planned the layout, and sewed everything together into blocks for a small table runner. If you're not familiar with Courthouse steps, you usually start with a square in the center, but you can also use a rectangle, and that's why I chose this particular block. I sewed matching pairs of strips to my center panel. In this example, I'm matching the top and bottom with green and the left and the right with red. But your panel can have different colors, lots of contrasting values. It can even be wonky. Reds, and I didn't want anything too bright red. So I really like these snowflakes. And here I'm showing you that I have the 4 characters, and I'm thinking about which ones I want to have next to each other. I'm considering the background, and 2 of the characters look very similar, so I want to have someone in between them. I really liked this Christmas fabric, but again, like I mentioned before, it was just a little bit too bright. These are actually the 3 reds I chose. I did have a few others, but I decided to go with these. They kind of complement each other. They're not too loud. So onto the greens. This green I very much wanted to use, and the stripe you see there, I wanted to use also. This one I really liked. I think it would have gone very well, but I'm looking around and I'm thinking with the reds, I'll put it aside for another project. This one too just didn't look like it was gonna, I don't know, stand out. It was a bit muted. This one I had a lot of trouble with. It did match, but a false solid, which is what I call this kind of fabric, might not have played nice with my prints. So back to the stars. Yeah, the stars will definitely work with this. I'm also noticing there's stars like in his little sweater there. That'll be nice. And the stripe I absolutely wanted to use, and you'll see I do put it in the final one. I do pick this one. And these are in fact the 3 fabrics that I decided to work with. Here I'm trying to consider which way I'm going to cut my stripes, and in fact I do cut my strips across the stripes there, so that the strips are laying like, or the stripes are laying like you see them here. Yeah, I'm just going back and checking some things. Good, all sorted. My the next thing on my list was just to cut out all of my pieces and put them on a design board and practice laying them out. Now, here I'm putting the strips down as if I'm going to sew the top and the bottom red strips on first. This is the way I decided I wanted to do it with the red on top. What I'm showing you here is that it makes the rectangle look even longer with this green fabric, the seam going along the side so far up. That's not wrong. Yeah, but you know, I'm just thinking about it. For me, it just elongated the rectangle. A great thing about a design board is you can switch things around before you sew. And that's what I'm doing here. This is the layout I decided to do. I was going to put the red on the side, but then I decided no, put the red on the top and bottom. So the green side's on first, and For me, this just felt like it would frame the characters so much better. I took my green stars and I put them in a cross like you see, so I can remember if I get distracted and I have to come back to this later, that those are the ones that are going on first. And here's the finished block. I'm very happy with the result. I think the fabrics I chose frame the characters nicely. Let me know what you think. So of course the next step was to sew the other 3 blocks just as I had sewed the first one and put them together. To give a little bit more breathing room between the blocks, I added a red strip of fabric between the green sides there, vertically, you can see. And here I'm showing you that I'm going to stitch in the ditch around the characters and, yes, around these strips here. I was thinking to do one more round here, but I changed my mind about that. I didn't think it was necessary. The green snowflake material I used as my binding, and I cut it at 2 1/4 inches for this project. And I sewed it with the machine on the front, and I really like hand stitching my binding to the back, and that's usually the way I sew my bindings on. If you've ever been stuck with a panel you love but didn't know how to use, I hope this gives you a few ideas. Sometimes working through a creative block isn't about finding the perfect answer, but about giving yourself permission to experiment. If you enjoy slower, thoughtful quilting videos like this, I'd love it if you'd like the video or share it, or if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel. It really helps my channel to grow, and I'm always so happy to see you here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.